Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this video is just going to be a quick video about my transplant journey in general. So I'm going to explain me being born with kidney disease, a few surgeries I've had, my first transplant and then my second transplant, which was last year. Further down the track I will have videos aimed at just one of those transplants or another one, etc. But I just thought I'll give an overview of the whole transplant journey that I've been on, including dialysis and other ups and downs along the way. So I hope you enjoy. So when I was born with polycystic kidney disease, which is basically when a whole lot of cysts grow in your kidneys, your ovaries, liver, etc. Thankfully I've only got mine in my kidneys and my ovaries. But that's what caused my kidneys to fail over time. When I was born, I had quite a few surgeries to try and reverse the damage that was done, but they thankfully were able to do some reversement, but some damage was just left, and we couldn't do anything about that. The doctors did say to my mum and dad that I would be fine till I'm 30. Now I'm 22 and I've had 2 transplants, so that didn't really work out the way that we wanted it to. But anyways, so during my childhood it was pretty normal. I was just getting, usual checkups. I did have a lot of UTIs, bedwetting. I know it's kind of gross to talk about. Like nosebleeds quite a bit, but they were just symptoms of my kidneys slowly progressing to get worse. When I was about 14, I started fainting a lot more. I was very fatigued. I was just showing more and more signs of kidney failure. So we went to the GP, and the GP that we did see wasn't great because they just said it was dehydration, and we just had a gut feeling in ourselves that it wasn't just me not drinking enough water, because I was not myself basically. So we headed to Sydney Children's Hospital emergency department, and within an hour I was rushed in, had bloods done, and got told that my kidneys were below 10% kidney function, which meant I was in end stage renal failure at that point. Now that was in October 2012, literally the week of my 14th birthday. What a way to spend your 14th birthday, right? So I spent quite a while in the hospital getting taught about the both dialysis treatments you can do, transplantation, and what would be the next process for us. So we decided to go with hemodialysis, which includes a fistula, which thankfully mine isn't that big. So it's when they connect a vein and an artery together, and they put needles in that 3 days a week through a machine, which I will include a photo of right there. And that went on for about 5 to 6 hours each session. So I would go after school, I'd head to the hospital and spend 15 to 18 hours a week there connected to the machine while it filtered my blood as if the kidneys would. So thankfully, after a few months of testing, we were told that my dad was able to donate. Unfortunately, he was a different blood type, so this was a risky transplant. He was AB and I was O, so it was an ABO incompatible transplant. There wasn't many in Australia then, like adult to child ones, so we were technically the first ones, which in the medical, world is a big deal. I did have a few news reports done on me, so I will link them below, and I will show you a photo there right now. So basically, it was about 9 months after I was diagnosed with end stage, I received the kidney from my dad on the 8th of August 2013. That's 8 years ago now. I cannot get over that. So for the first couple of years, it was going really, really good. I was really healthy. I was getting back to school full time, getting into sport, getting into working even, just, the usual 14 or teenage life. Unfortunately, when I was about 17, my kidneys started to go downhill again, and we were told that I would have about 3 years left until we would have to revisit dialysis. I was dreading that because as a 14-year-old on hemodialysis, it was very traumatic, and I did need counselling to try and get my mind back into the process, but thankfully I was able to get my mind positively there, knowing that I was going to do it again. But this time we chose to do peritoneal dialysis, which involves a surgery to get a tube inside your stomach. It goes about there roughly, and it's about this long. I will insert photos again of the tube in my body. So that requires you to have a machine at home, and you connect to it about 8 to 12 hours a night depending on your function and your individual self. So basically dialysis is like a prescription. The doctors prescribe you a certain amount of dialysis, a certain dose of the fluids that they give you, and it's all technical work that I didn't even understand at the time. But after a while I soon got the hang of it, and that went on for I was on PD for about 18 months. I think it was about 18. I kind of lost count. But unfortunately I developed a really bad case of peritonitis. So peritonitis is when you get a really bad infection in your peritoneum, which is basically the cavity where all your organs sit. And that's where the tube goes into. We don't know how I got the infection, but unfortunately we did. I did. Sorry. Which meant within 24 hours that tube was out and I was put onto hemodialysis again. So that was 2019. August 2019 is when I changed from PD to hemo, sorry. And so that hemo experience was a lot different. Because I was a lot older, I was able to understand the treatment a lot more, which I found was very helpful. I was given the opportunity to have the option of doing hemodialysis at home after about, I think it takes about 3 months of training. So that started in about November 2019. I was put on the list for the transplant in December 2009. So while I'm editing this, I actually didn't realise I explained what was happening. So I'm just setting up my hemodialysis machine myself, and then the next video is me inserting the fistula needles myself, which I definitely know in this part can be awfully scary to watch, so I'm sorry if this is a trigger warning. I did include one before, but 19, and I was 2 weeks away from going home to do hemodialysis in January 2020 when I got the call on the 31st of January 2020. Now this transplant has been going really well. My levels have been better than ever. Unfortunately, obviously with every transplant you do get side effects. You do get ups and downs. No transplant is a walk in the park. Unless if it's Jurassic Park. Then it could be a walk in that park. But anyways, unfortunately I've had other symptoms since then, but that's not really related to the kidney. It's just other issues that I've developed over time, like the FND, the seizures, the migraines, all those sort of things. Yes, the medications that we take can increase the risk of these diseases, but not completely, sort of thing. One of the really unfortunate parts of being on anti-rejection medications is the side effects. Now, I've obviously have had kidney disease all my life, and I've grown up knowing so many people with kidney disease. Unfortunately with that, the mortality rate is very high as well. So I've had a few friends that have had their transplants, and then a couple of years later they develop cancer, because we've got a higher risk of skin cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and pretty sure there's another type of cancer there as well, I can't remember. But unfortunately this girl in particular developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and unfortunately passed away 2 months later, and I miss her so damn much. I'm gonna get emotional now, but if you're watching this and you have been to the Kidney Kids camps in Australia, you know exactly who I'm talking about. She was an absolute legend, and I know she's looking down on all of us now. So basically that's a quick overall update on my whole transplant journey from when I was born to now. If you want me to go into each transplant and what it involves and etc., I can easily do that as well. But I hope you did enjoy this, and if you're struggling with kidney disease, please reach out to me or others, or even Kidney Health Australia, as they connect others with kidney disease. And like I've said in other videos, we've made lifelong friends because of it, and I'm really grateful for that. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time.